For you, but no thank you. I then had my daughter in October last year. My plan was to go back to work in secondary education, but after having her, my priorities completely changed, and I decided that wasn't for me. I'd always dreamed of being a stay-at-home mum, really, so that's what I was going to focus on. So I got back in touch with Michelle and joined her team on the 5th of January. I then went on to Achieve Manager in 6 months, so that was June this year. Which was so I have got a wonderful team that I work with. I really enjoy working with them and I wouldn't be here without them, so I just want to say a quick thank you to them. Okay. So the reason I'm here today is to talk to you a bit about how retail helped me on my journey to manager. It did play a huge part, and I worked very hard to establish quite a large customer base initially. So on the screen you can see I've listed my personal case credits. The first column is my retail case credits, and I just want you to have a look. And as I go through, I'll talk to you about how those case credits helped towards my promotions. So, of course, Michelle coached me down the 4 case credit habit. But I quickly realised that that wasn't going to get me where I wanted to go fast enough. So I coached on, of course I started building a team quite quickly, and I coached on the 4 case credit habit myself. However, quite quickly I found that not everyone in my team had the same drive as me. So in February I recruited 3 people, but between them they did sort of just over 1 case credit. So I had to find the rest myself because I was going to be assistant manager by the end of February. There was no question. So I couldn't accept that other people's drive or lack of drive was going to affect where I wanted to go. So I've got some hints and tips to share with you how I did it. So like most of us, I started off and I bought an NDP pack. Immediately opened it and replaced every product that I could that was in that pack with what I already had at home, so swapped them over. And I started using the products, myself and obviously my husband and my daughter. I then had my launches and found that I was able to butt in and share my experience with the products, of the products to my friends and family, which I feel had a great positive impact on them, because they didn't know Michelle, I did. They were going to listen to what I said more than what she said, I think. I also order a new product every time I place an order, so I'm trying something new, because initially I found my product knowledge was quite limited, or the ones I could recommend were just the ones in the pack, so I knew I needed to expand the range of products that I was using. So I had a quick counter. I think I'm on 21 products a day now, so that's lots that I can recommend to different people. So this one is skincare, the makeup, the drinking gel of course, the supplements, skincare, lots. So that allows me and my family that we need to buy roughly about 1 case credit worth of products a month, so that goes towards helping my total. I always have the products in my bag, so I'm using them all the time, hand creams for my daughter, and when I get them out, I have them on show. When we go swimming classes, they're out next to the change mat, so people naturally ask questions about them, which is a great way, because I didn't have a retail background at all. I'd never sold anything to anybody, and so the thought of asking people to buy my products didn't sit right with me at first, but I haven't actually had to ask anyone to buy. I've simply talked about the ones I use. Okay, the Clean 9. Clean 9 played a really important part in my retail and my journey to manager. But when I started in January, I was still breastfeeding my daughter, so I couldn't do it myself. It was advised by Michelle, you can do the Clean 9 yourself, you'll be praising about it and everyone wants to know what you're doing. What am I going to do then? I can't, Gary, you're going to have to do it. My husband had to do it. He wasn't very happy at first, but I told him how amazing he would feel because of what I'd heard. And I said, if you do it, it will really, really help me. So he did. It was the next best thing to my own personal experience of doing it at the time. So I also managed to convince him to take before and after photos. That did take some convincing, but we managed it. He then posted it on his Facebook and I posted it on mine, so I was expanding my the people that were seeing the post, so lots more people hopefully were going to buy the Clean 9 from me. Which did work, it did help. I did sell a few Clean 9s, and the ones that I sold customers I sold the Clean 9 to, I asked if they would tag me in a post on Facebook once they'd received it, and let people know how their journeys were going so that then they can share it with their friends and family. And that really, really worked. So I was ending up speaking to lots of people who had no idea who they were, but wanted to buy the Clean 9 from me, so that was fantastic. Clean 9's also helped me. I work hard to support my Clean 9 customers throughout their journey, and also recommend follow-on packages for them if you like, either the Nutrilean or a combination of the few products together. And I think that it's down to that support that now 5 of my team are my Clean 9 customers, so that really helped. Okay, my family played quite an important part, as I imagine most our families do, in trying the products, using them, loving them and recommending them, hopefully. But initially they were quite sceptical about the products and about the business. My mum actually said, "Oh Claire, it's just like Tupperware, it's a bit of a phase." Right. I'll show you. Anyway, so that started with the products. I asked them to use the products. They did, which they did. They knew the reason I was doing it. They knew I wanted to stay at home with Bella, and that was obviously important to them as well, which was fab. So they tried them, tested them, then went back to the products they were using before. Right, okay, but that didn't last long. I wondered why they were doing it. They were just testing it. They were just testing. You were right, Claire. They did make us feel better. It did help. And so now lots of my family have just set up direct debits into my account for their monthly orders, which is so satisfying. Also, they can recommend them to their friends and family as well, which again widens my customer base for me. Okay. Product evenings, as we spoke about this evening. I started off my launches, and I knew that straight away I wanted to get more of my own product launches for me to do myself booked in. But when I asked people that had come to my launch, I got a lot of, "I'm too busy, not this month Claire, I'm going on holiday, I'm moving, I don't know any people to get them around." And I came across quite a few barriers to getting them booked in. But as I said, I needed those case credits to get to supervisor. So I revisited every single one of the people that came to my launches again and shared my why with them and explained to them why I was doing this business and why it had to work for me, and I needed their help and I needed their support, and this worked. So I got lots of parties booked in. Michelle now nicknamed me the party queen. I don't do parties though, they're product evenings. I don't like the word parties. So in February, I had 8 of my own booked in, and that was alongside my 3 new team members' launches. So I worked really hard in February to bring my case credits up. Also used free prize draw forms, every single one of them, to obviously gain information about my potential customers or my potential team members, Clean 9 customers. They were really important for me. And I always set myself a goal at each product evening. My goal was to either have someone very interested in the business, but to also book another party in from where I was. That helped as well. Obviously, I'd shared my why with those people too, so they will hopefully want to support me. My pup, I bought one in the first instance and had that out twice a week. In my pup, there was a folder, and in there, one of the most vital bits of information or a document was the questionnaire for them to fill in. And I insisted that that was filled in when I came to collect it. That also asked the question, would they hold a product evening for me? Obviously they will then get their 15% discount off their order. That helped too. Something that made me feel sick when I went to pick up my pup was asking for a referral, because I knew that at some point I was going to run out of people to give my pup to. That's the way I felt. So on the way to pick it up, you have to ask someone, Claire, you have to ask them, you have to ask them. If you don't, you're going to feel awful on the way home. That's all I could think of. And so I said, I don't know why it was such a barrier for me. I felt like I was asking a lot of them. But that worked. They gave me names and numbers. Oh yes, my friend's got so-and-so, they'd like to try it for that. My friend's got children, they'd like to look at products, so that helped. I then, with the profit I started to make, bought another pup, so I was able to have 2 out twice a week. Also, Sonia Skincare, my clinic had run out and I didn't want to change. But I knew if I was going to be able to recommend this skincare range, I had to try it and use it myself. So I did. I bought it. Then I found myself talking about it, and I had some friends that wanted to try it, which I thought was strange. They want to try my skincare. That means I won't have it either. But it was worth it. In that month I sold 3 to the 3 each, 1 each to the people that I lent it out to, so that was fantastic. And unfortunately for me, I won a team incentive and I won another one, so now I have my own back, which is nice. Repeat custom, so as Chris has already said, we need to look after our customers. I always give their order in a nice bag with a personal thank you for their order in there. I also give samples of products that they haven't ordered so they can perhaps try them and give them a go. I also ask all my Clean 9 customers if they would perhaps knew of someone that wanted to do it with them, so they could have a buddy, and also ask them for referrals as well for that. The fact that I supported my customers really played a key part when I was pushing for assistant manager in May. So my personal retail case credits in May was just over 16 case credits. Mid-May I decided that I perhaps wasn't going to be able to reach that promotion. I'd sort of given up until I had a mid-month coaching session with Michelle and decided I was going to achieve that promotion. I had to, because my maternity pay ran out at the end of June, and I had to reach that milestone on the marketing plan. So I was going for a family weekend it was in Telford actually, we were just having a couple of nights away. And all the way there I sat with my customer list and my free prize draws from all the product launches that I'd done, and I ran every single customer all the way there and all the way back. And I generated £1,000 wholesale order to put through, which massively helped me with my So also I'd just like to touch on product knowledge, because when we all start out, we don't know everything about every single product and what we can recommend for our customers. And so product training, product and customer care training was really, really important for me. I left there thinking I now feel more confident in what to recommend to my customers, rather than sort of saying I need to find out. I found myself saying that quite a lot. I'll come back to you, so that massively helped. And I attended the All About Aloe training with Dr. Peter Atherton and David Erd, which is an absolute must if you haven't been. It's amazing. It gave me belief in how amazing aloe vera actually is. It is absolutely fantastic. So, under there, I just wanted to leave you with a summary of my top tips, and also, as I said, so I achieved supervisor in February, assistant manager in May, and manager in June. And I really think that along with a huge effort from my team who worked really hard, a lot of it was due to the customer base I was able to build up in the first few months. So don't be afraid to ask for a referral, as I was. Look after your customers. Use as many products as you can yourself. Why give boots your points when you can give it to your own business and get a cash back mid-month for doing that? Be consistent and let your why drive you. The whole way through my journey, I could not let anybody else look after my daughter. Why would I give them the privilege of doing that? That's what I wanted to do, and so I had to push myself to do the things that I didn't particularly feel comfortable with. But now I'm comfortable in the knowledge that I bring my daughter up and not anybody else. Thank you.